Hello everyone, I'm a Metaslave, and welcome to Chapter 7 of my FE6 RR LTC. This chapter is famous in vanilla for being extremely hectic due to Roy needing to recruit Zealot and his squad safely, which can be precarious for him, while also getting to the throne in a timely fashion. There are also strong enemy Wyvern Riders, which are like the first feature of enemy flyers in this game that can sometimes one-shot your units in vanilla. There are also plenty of other strong enemies scattered about the map. And furthermore, there are some villages that almost all of which are worth getting to the player in vanilla, and some shops that need to be visited, which help in the upcoming chapters. Fortunately for me, this chapter is still hectic, but more manageable because my units are rigged and bases in RR are much higher. However, I still need to get Karel rescue dropped in order to recruit Zealot's replacement on turn 2, which is exactly what I do by rescue dropping him with Diane and Milady, and have Percival kill an Armor Knight in the way with the Armor Slayer and gets his first level up. I bring Kath here hoping to steal the red gem initially, but turns out I can't do that in this clear. It would cost a turn. But she still helps out. And I now have everyone else visit villages, and then Cecilia burns some RNs in order for this enemy phase to work out. Hilariously enough, this mercenary does not double Karel, which should just go to show how fast he's been growing up. Zeiss does not need to kill this Armor Knight, but he does hit twice. He does need to hit twice against his Cavaliers, though, because those Cavaliers can get in the way if I don't take care of them now. So luckily, he deals with them. I mentioned in the intro that Chapter 7 is a bit of a turning point or post Chapter 7 is a turning point for turn counts relative to vanilla, as in they get lower. And it would follow then that it's because of maybe a new unit that joins in Chapter 7. And this line of thinking is exactly correct because, well, if you've been following Bartry's replacement was Sue, which must mean that Zealot's, or yes, if Bartry was Sue's replacement, then Zealot's replacement is Elphin. And, well, Trek's replacement is Echidna, which would then follow that Noah's replacement is Lalum. Echidna is pretty irrelevant. She has low base level, low physical stats, very high speed, but just foot unit, frail, not weak, just not worth it. However, the two dancers are extreme game changers. They enable 2 dances per turn, and the second of which can be anywhere on the map that I want it to be, provided that enemies do not get in the way of my bard training. I also need to make sure player units don't plug up choke points if I'm trying to bard train. Furthermore, because the give and take commands do not use up actions, like in Elphin can carry lighter units in his saddlebags while bard training with Lalum, which is extremely useful and actually saves some warp uses later in the run. So look out for that later. Cecilia is about to visit this village, which contains the longbow. Longbows are infamous for having garbage stats, but hilariously enough, the longbow actually is needed to save a turn somewhere. If anyone guesses it, I'll be extremely impressed because it's somewhat obscure and I don't think incredibly obvious either. Well, obviously, okay, but you get the idea. Everyone else deals with the enemies that could attack Karel in this enemy phase, but it's still extremely precarious for him because there's a Wyvern Rider and several two-range enemies in his range. Even if it's not precarious for Karel, though, it's also precarious for Echidna, which is why I need Juno to burn these RNs after Zeiss kills this Armor Knight, because what would happen is either the archers both combine to kill Echidna, or Wyvern plus that Armor Knight plus an archer or something like that would combine to kill Karel. Juno does visit this village after burning the RNs in order to get a run gem, which, well, money, useful. It's good that Karel actually does not accidentally crit this Armor Knight on the counterattack, because I need those priests to divert their attention away from this Wyvern Rider, because that Wyvern Rider needs to die to, well, basically he needs to be at this health to die next turn. Which is why I will divert the priest's attention with both this Armor Knight and another enemy later. But first, this mage suicides on Milady because he thinks that she can't counterattack due to weapon break AI. Luckily, Echidna dodges, which is really good for me. And Nime weakens this archer for the priest to heal at the end of enemy phase. Karel dodges this, which is great because he's still in range of Wyvern. That Cavalier does not die to Zeiss. That's okay. I didn't need him to die. But Karel needs to, well, survive, and he did, thanks to dodging all other attacks besides this chonky Steel Lance attack from the Wyvern Rider. The priest's attention has been diverted, and now Lalum shows up. First thing I do is I need Hugh to attack this Armor Knight from one range. It sounds stupid to do so, but I need him to be on that square for what he needs to do next turn. He gets his level up here, but unfortunately, this is the last chapter where Hugh really sees use, so you'll have to say goodbye to him after this one. Fa kills this archer. He was didn't matter. For Nime to full move in order to be in range of the shop next turn. She kills this Cavalier, which, helpful, but just because it's more of a buffer than anything. And now Cecilia will pick up Lalum in order for her to be dropped in range of Karel. Hilariously enough, Kath is the one who can do this, because Lalum has very small con. Milady gives Zeiss the Killer Lance in order for Zeiss to boss kill with it, and she finishes off the Wyvern Rider. After I recruit Lalum, there's this series of, a kind of long rescue chain aided heavily by the dancers. But first I will kill this archer with Yoder. It starts with Percival picking up Karel. And now Lalum needs to dance Percival so that he can give Karel to someone else. And now Elphin needs to dance, I don't do the full broad train yet, but I need to get Elphin here, onto this tile, in order for someone else to attack that archer from one range. That archer needs to die. I'm burning these RNs so that it can one-shots him with a crit. That archer needs to die so that Diane can occupy the tile above the archer. He would not be able to do that because of the forests. But first I move Juno over there so that she can actually take a hit from that Armor Knight, and so that's why I full move her to be in range of the armory. Next, I just start the Bard train, but then I think I just wanted to, kill the Wyvern first, which, if a Karel had, missed that Wyvern for some reason, it wouldn't have really hurt me, because I believe Diane would cleanly one-round him. And now here's the Bard train. I'll be speeding these up because they're really long, even when I have animations off, but there's Zeiss being danced. And now I will drop Karel here, which obviously is not in range of the throne, but Karel will be danced because there are several enemies in the way. Thanks to these reinforcements. Karel being there is important because if he's in range of mages, he'll just die because they're quite accurate. But they clog up in such a way that only exactly 2 block the boss. Zeiss one-shots this mage in return and gets a strength level up. This is good. It helps because it lets him one-shot the boss with a Killer Lance crit, which just makes it a little easier to rig, but also saves a Killer Lance use, which, hilariously enough, I actually don't break the Lance all game. First, though, I need to crit this mage with Karel with the Rapier, and he gets plus 3 HP, which was in the seed, so lucky me. And now I need someone else to deal with one of those enemies. So first I use Milady, and she gets danced by Lalum for the first dance of the turn, and she deals with this archer. Next, first Milady gets her level up. Her satisfying, perfect level ups. Next, I need, of course, the boss kill, which, not reliable at all, so that's why I'm rigging it. But it was only a few RNs away luckily, and he's dead. Of course, ironic hearing him say, "You beat Burns Wyvern Riders in reverse recruitment," when he's being killed by one, but that's neither here nor there. Kath goes to the arena because she's not in range to do anything else this turn. The arena obviously is quite irrelevant in this chapter because it's too hectic, and, I'm about to beat it here. But it does come in handy later for, in the Western Isles in particular, because that map, Chapter 11A in particular, Lalum's route, it marries turn 4 with full recruitment and access to an arena. So I'll be making heavy use of that later. So stay tuned for that. But first, after killing this priest with Percival, just for some EXP, since, well, he's so low leveled, and he gets 40 EXP from a random priest. Next, I killed this armor knight with Hugh in order for him to be out of the way for Yoder to visit that village. That village contains a horse lair, which is actually very good in FE6. It has 11 might and 75 hit, which is the same as Killer Lance. Well, might hit is the same as Killer Lance, might is 1 higher, but it's an effective weapon. So it absolutely slaughters Cavaliers. But because my units are so rigged, well, killing stuff is not really an issue ever. Except bosses, though. So it does see some use. The Killing Edge is very good. It's just strong weapon, great for boss killing especially, so I'm glad to have it. Next, I go shopping a little bit. First, Juno gets some javelins because I want them for Chapter 8 in particular, with all the soldiers that have javelins themselves. I also grab first I sell the red gem, but then I grab an extra javelin and a steel bow, which is helpful for Diane in the Isles, since I don't think any unit starts with one in River's Recruitment. Next, I messed up the input. Diane visits this one for some iron swords. I don't really know why I was hovering like this. Iron swords are an accurate weapon, which are nice to have in general, but they're also, Zeiss's means to train sword rank, which I do need to do, because I plan to take him to Durandal rank. And then Nime goes shopping and grabs some door keys, as well as a fire tome, which, fire tomes are good. I considered getting a chest key, but it turns out I didn't need it. And here's another bar train. I originally considered grinding Lalum to level cap here, just to reduce the XP bar later, but it's really just faster to just wait for it to happen naturally. Also, idiotically, I out of habit sometimes keep bar training when I don't need to, so sorry about that. And that is Chapter 7, completed in 4 turns. I will see you next time.